G'day guys, good morning, welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy Trades here. Leading into Tuesday's New York Open session, we'll have a look at the charts, have a look at the calendar, and come up with a bit of a game plan for today. Thank you for tuning in guys. Please remember to sub to the channel. Please like the video and definitely feel free to leave any comments. We like to interact with you guys. Happy to answer your questions. I do respond to just about every comment that is posted, so please feel free to leave your questions in the comments below. A reminder too guys, let's get this channel to 1,000 subs. We are close, we are creeping ever so closer. We're now under 200 subs away from reaching that target before Christmas. Once we do, we can run the 2x50k eval My Funded Future giveaways. Really excited to be able to do that. And again, I thank My Funded Futures for the opportunity to be able to support my community through their giveaway and their offer. All right, guys, let's move on over to the calendar. And we have news today. Perfect time to have news, 8:30, which is great. Core retail sales month on month. So looking for opportunities from 8:30 onwards. If you like, you can wait till 9:30 till the market opens. It's completely up to the individual on that one. I do start my trading day from 8:30 now. That's when I start hunting. So I will be looking for opportunities after the news drops this morning. Let's move over to the charts. Currently sitting on the 5-minute chart from NQ. Also, just while I think of it, it's worth mentioning Apex, their sale ends midnight tonight, guys. The 80% off ends midnight tonight. So if you want an opportunity to grab a great value eval, make sure you jump on using code Jimmy and grab that 80% off. You'll also see that it's reoccurring. So if you don't pass your eval in the first month, that 80% discounted offer remains on your monthly account. So every month that rolls over, you get the 80% discount. But we're in the game of expediting those, so we don't really want to see them roll over. All right, let's have a look. So we're on the 5-minute chart here for NQ, and the reason I point that out is because there's actually a unicorn that has played out here, or is just about to play out if it reaches this London high. So let's have a look at that trade quickly. So we've got bullish order flow. Prices continued to remain bullish. We did have a bit of a sell-off here. Now you could look at this as a change in the state of delivery for sure. The price has come back through that now. We now have a balanced price range here, so something to keep an eye on as we move into New York Open. But needless to say, if you had a bullish bias, price moved into quite a rapid sell-off, mind you. Price moved down very, very quickly here. But we did move into and sweep this bullish FEG. And in doing so, we have the 3 a.m. candle that was starting to close back inside the range of the 2 a.m. candle. So when we drop down to the 5-minute, we can see that this is our breaker. We are looking at a unicorn here. Okay, and we get displacement through the breaker. Okay, so this is our model. We have displacement through the breaker, right through there. So we have the FEG aligned. Now, if you had a tight stop, this would have been a failed trade, okay? If you had a tight stop. But in scenarios like this, when we have a large wick and there's no other real structure, then I will look to use 50% of that wick, and I'll pull my stop below that. Okay, now obviously that stretches your target out slightly, but the London high would be a nice draw. We have relative equal highs here as well, and this would have been a protected position. You wouldn't have been stopped out, and you could have already taken profit if you wanted to as well. So if you were in this trade still, then this is how I'd be looking at it. I want to see price respect this opposing candle here, all right? If price was to close below that, then I'd be looking to get out of my position. Currently, price, as we can see, this is live price. Price is respecting that level. And if I was in this position, which I'm not, it was family time and dinner time while this position was playing out, but I would definitely just target the London high. That's where I would be taking my profit. So just a nice example there for our unicorn model. Okay, let's move out to the daily. So we're watching for previous day high. Okay, I'll be watching for that level to be taken. We've pushed down here. We might see a move higher. We run this high and then potentially see a reversal. But you know, at the end of the day, we are just in bullish order flow. You can't deny that. Just run a simple trend line and you can see it. Price is just continuing its move higher. So why would we look for any other bias in bullish right now? I know it was neutral yesterday, but I did want to see how Monday played out. Monday played out. It was actually a very, very strong day yesterday. We can see we had a nice close above previous day as well. Previous day high. Small volume imbalance here, but we're also continuing with this displacement as we move higher. So there's, you know, some displacement here, but we also have a number of FEGs as we move higher, and we potentially could see another FEG here as we continue to run higher. So I'll be looking for the high to be taken, then I'll be reassessing. If we have a look at the hourly, just wanted to point out the change in the state of delivery. Now it is a failure swing. We can see straight away the price. So this would have been the change in the state of delivery. We displaced through this level and price immediately reversed here. We now have a balanced price range. So we'll be watching for price, see what it does here. Do we find support here and continue to move higher? We do have this nice low resistance liquidity for our draw. Again, looking for this high. But to do this, we need to respect this inversion that we have. And continue this move higher. So we want to find support here, potentially something like this. Okay. If this level does hold as a change in the state of delivery, as a bearish change into the state of delivery, then I would be looking to run my projections from this high to the low, and then this would be my target area. Okay. That is only if this level fails to support price now, then we're going to move down to here. So as we move into New York, this is my area of interest right now. Moving over to ES on the daily. ES certainly hasn't been as strong as NQ. And if we have a look, you know, we go out to the weekly, ES has had an inside bar previous week to the week before that. And we're still inside the range as well for the start of this week. So it's certainly not as strong as NQ, which has continued to find all-time highs. What I do like here though is we have this low resistance liquidity. And I'll be looking for price. If price can respect the 50% level of the previous day's range, and we find a move higher, then we can look for price to reach the highs here. Otherwise, we don't have any other point of interest right now. We're not at a swing high, we're not at a swing low, we're not at a FEG. So neutral bias for ES while we're still in this range. We need to find a way out. So if we do find support here, we may actually find our way higher. Okay. On the hourly, quick look there. We see we have change in the state of delivery here. Okay. And again, you can see that ES is lagging behind NQ. So NQ is sitting and resting above this level already. So if price runs up, tests this level, then moves lower, I'll be using this value swing for our projections, and this will be the target. We have equal lows for a draw on liquidity lower, but we also have equal highs for a draw on liquidity higher. So that's a bearish scenario. Or if we are to move bullish, then we come up and we find support here rather than this resistance. CL on the daily. CL's had a nice sell-off during London. So I was targeting this high. We didn't get there. We have, you know, this candle here with no wick to the high side. That for me is a strong draw, but we've got to get there first. So we have no swing points here. We only have this bullish FEG, and that is in a discount of the range. So it's potential we might continue to move lower here. We did sweep this previous day high and close lower inside the previous day's candle, but it wasn't from a point of interest. I would have much preferred to see this level swept to give me that confluence and confidence that price might continue to move lower. So let's go and look at the hourly, see what the hourly tells us before we lock in that bias. You can see that that's that level I was talking about on the daily. So this sell-off during London, you can see all this low resistance liquidity here that was swept down to the swing highs, equal lows here. We have swept this low as well, but again, there's more low resistance liquidity through here as well. When it's not clean, you could potentially use this one candle as the high and the low, but it's not clean. And what I'm getting at there is potentially saying that this might be a breaker. This could be a change in the state of delivery here. We do have displacement on this move lower. Price has respected this level multiple touches. Balanced price range, price pushing lower. Now we've swept this low. Only just, but we have. We're going to want to see a bullish change in the state of delivery if price is going to continue to move higher here. Or we're going to come up into this bearish FEG and just continue to run lower. We have these relative equal lows here. Or to get the move higher, we'll need to see a sweep, something like that, with a change in the state of delivery. And then we can target this region. It does look like we are in the sell side of the curve at the moment. So I'll be looking for these lows here as a target. So I'm going to be bearish today on oil. Euro futures. Okay, so in my review yesterday, I was looking at the weekly chart and I was saying that I believe we're bearish on the week. But I wanted to see this level respected, this 50% of the previous week's range. And we can see right now, if we go to the daily, that that is exactly what's happening. So price came up yesterday. It's respected that level. We've swept previous 3 days highs and we're starting to move lower. So I'm going to look for that to be our initial target. Look at this nice change in the state of delivery here. Our point of interest being the 50% level of the previous week's range. That's this line here. We have a lovely hourly bearish unicorn. Very clean structure here, high, low, higher, high, lower, low. We've just sold off FEG, another FEG. So we've got a breakaway gap here. Bearish FEG. So we've had a nice move lower. Let's go back to 6E just briefly, and we'll just run our projections and see where our projections send us. There we go. This is our target region, and it aligns with that daily swing low we were looking at. So that's a really nice confluence there. Gold on the daily. So we look at the displacement we've got here. We've swept the high into a bearish FEG. We filled that bearish FEG, and then we had this strong close. We've then displaced. We've left an FEG behind. Again, we've done the same thing here. So I'll be looking for these lows as a draw. Looking for gold to run lower. Dixie. We're looking for Dixie to run higher based on the weekly profile. We've also got the bullish unicorn here, the hourly, which is being respected. Beautiful respect shown here to the breaker. Occasionally when we see, you know, these larger wicks as well, you can also bring the standard deviations onto the candle bodies, and that gives us a nice projection straight to this swing high as well. So bullish for Dixie. RTY, we didn't have a look at that yesterday, and we can see what's played out here. We actually got this move lower just as we've marked it out, respecting that 50% level, and now we're inside of bullish FEG. Price has respected that level at this stage. We then pushed up into a bearish FEG. So that is the most recent information. Low resistance liquidity. So looking to run lower for Russell today. Having a look at GBP. So we did get that nice run higher yesterday. We're now inside this bearish FEG. We've swept previous day high. So I'll be looking for price to move lower. So internal to external. Jumping over to Bitcoin. This is looking really nice. Heading right towards our target at the moment. We bounced, we actually moved down, and I posted this on Twitter or X, whatever you'd like to call it, before and after. So this was a much larger gap between the open of this candle and the high of this candle when we went into the day yesterday, and I pointed out that I thought we might run lower to fill partially that gap or all of it. We did come lower and then closed above previous day high. We're now moving again in an upwardly direction, currently sitting at 107,000 for BTC. 111,000 is where I will be looking to take some profit out. Ethereum as well is looking pretty good. Had a small gap, very small gap, but it was there. Price respected that gap. I've also respected the opposing candle here. We closed through and then price came down, tested that level and moved higher. I think a close above here we'll see price really start moving in the right direction. We're going to close above this level. It will also be a bullish daily unicorn. So we have an FEG aligned. We've swept this low here. We just need, if we get a close above this level, we'll be starting to look pretty good here on Ethereum, and then we can run our projections from the high to the low, and that'll see price reaching up here for the 5,300 level. All right guys, let's wrap it up there. Just a reminder to use code Jimmy for My Funded Futures and Apex with their 80% off right now. Otherwise, have a great Tuesday. Hope you have a successful trading session, and we will be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be live for our midweek market meetup at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I look forward to having you guys join, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.